HKTSE Biology, Food and Human. In this section, there are two learning objectives. First, you will understand what food substances we need. Second, you will recognize the sources and functions of different food substances. Let's start with the first learning objective. What food substances we need. Before we answer this question, we need to ask ourselves, why do we need food? Well, it is because food provides us with energy. The energy is used to support daily activity and keep us alive. We also need food for raw materials to repair and grow our body. We also need food because it contains nutrients which maintain our health. These three notions basically define food. Anything that satisfies any of these three definitions will be called food for us. Now we come to the word food substance. What is the meaning of food substances? They are basically nutrients. So nutrients can be classified into different food substances, namely the carbohydrates, lipids, protein, minerals, vitamins, dietary fiber, and water. Then the next question would be, what is the relationship between food and food substances? We can say that different food has food substances of different amount. So now we are done with the first learning objective. You have understood what food substances we need. Learning objective 2. You will recognize the functions and sources of different food substances. In this section, you will focus on carbohydrates, lipids, and protein. Carbohydrates. Do you know that the word carbohydrate actually comes from the chemical composition of these molecules? They contain carbon and water, hence the name. Carbohydrates are organic substances made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. They are classified into three main types. Monosaccharides, what we know as simple sugars. Disaccharides, formed by combining two monosaccharides. And polysaccharides, which are complex carbohydrates made of many monosaccharides. Carbohydrates play a vital role as a quick energy source. They are found in food like fruits, honey, rice, and bread. Have you ever wondered why athletes eat a lot of carbohydrates before a big event? It is because carbohydrates are quickly broken down into glucose, providing energy for high performance activities. Now let us break down the first two types of carbohydrates, monosaccharides and disaccharides. For monosaccharides, they are the simplest sugar. Examples of monosaccharides are glucose, which are found in fruits and honey, fructose, also found in fruits, and galactose from milk sugar. Disaccharides. Disaccharides are formed by joining two monosaccharides through a process called condensation, where a molecule of water is released. Examples of disaccharides are sucrose, which is a combination of glucose and fructose. They are found in sugarcane and sugar beets. The second example of disaccharides is maltose. Maltose is a combination of two glucose molecules. Maltose can be found in germinating barley. The last example known is lactose, which is a combination of glucose and galactose. It is found in milk. Now it comes to the concept of reducing sugar. All monosaccharides and all disaccharides except sucrose are reducing sugar. They can be detected using Benedict solution, which turns brick red when reducing sugars are present. Now you might be interested in knowing a term called lactose intolerance. It is a disorder in the body that occurs when the body lacks the enzyme lactase to break down lactose in milk. This can cause discomfort when consuming dairy products. Now let's discuss polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are large, complex carbohydrates that do not taste sweet and are insoluble in water. The reason for them to be insoluble in water is that their molecular size are large. Examples of polysaccharides include starch, which are found in plants like potatoes, rice, and corns, and serve as an energy reserve in the plant. Another example include glycogen. Glycogen is found in animals, primarily stored in the liver and muscles. It is the main energy storage form in animal. The last example would be cellulose. Cellulose is found in plant cell walls. Although humans cannot digest it, cellulose is important as dietary fiber for us to aid digestion. You should also know that all polysaccharides are made up of glucose. You might be interested in termites, how they can digest a door in less than 1 month. Termites can digest cellulose. They have special microbes in their guts. Without these microbes, they wouldn't be able to eat wood. Animals, particularly herbivores, also have bacteria living in their cecum. These bacteria produce cellulase, which can digest cellulose. This is especially important for them because the grass they eat has cell walls which consist of mainly cellulose. Now let's focus on the functions of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates perform several key functions in the human body. First, it serves as the main energy source. Glucose, which is broken down from carbohydrates, provides energy for body activity from the process called respiration. Each gram of carbohydrate provides about 17.1 kilojoules of energy. Carbohydrates also serve as energy reserves, where excess carbohydrates are stored as glycogen in the liver and muscles or converted into fat. Carbohydrates can also serve as dietary fiber. Cellulose, a polysaccharide, is vital for digestion even though it cannot be digested by humans. It helps move waste through the intestine by adding bulk to food, which stimulates peristalsis. You might be interested to know that your brain depends almost entirely on glucose as its energy source. That's why eating enough carbohydrates is important for mental focus. Your brain alone uses about 120 grams of glucose every day. That's roughly equivalent to 3 bananas. Now, how do we test for the presence of carbohydrates in food? First, test for glucose. We can use glucose test paper. When glucose is present, the color of the test paper simply changes to give a positive result. Second, we have a test for reducing sugars using Benedict solution. In this test, we should add Benedict solution to food first, and then heat the mixture in a water bath for 5 minutes. After that, a brick red precipitate indicates the presence of reducing sugars. As for the test for starch, using iodine solution, first we simply add iodine solution to the food. If starch is present, the solution will turn from brown to blue-black. You might be interested to know that iodine was once used as an antiseptic before modern disinfectants were developed. Now it's a handy tool for us to test for starch. And this test, we call the iodine test for starch, was discovered in 1814 by French chemist Jean-Jacques Collin. Now let's look at lipids. It is also known as fats and oil. Lipids are organic substances made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but they contain far less oxygen than carbohydrates. Lipids are formed by condensation reactions between glycerol and 3 fatty acids, creating a molecule called a triglyceride. There are many functions of lipids. First, they act as an energy reserve, storing almost twice the energy of carbohydrates. Second, they provide insulation, reducing heat loss from the body. Third, they act as a shock absorber, protecting internal organs by wrapping around them. Fourth, they help in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamin, including vitamin A and vitamin D. Last but not the least, lipids are a key component of cell membrane. It exists on the cell membrane in form of a molecule called phospholipid. You might also be interested in knowing that polar bears rely on their layer of fat to survive freezing Arctic temperatures. This fat insulates their bodies and provides energy during hibernation. Test for lipids. To test for lipids in food, we use grease spot test. The procedure is like this. First, you should rub a piece of food on a filter paper. Then hold the paper to the light. If a translucent spot appears, it indicates the presence of lipids. But other stains like protein stains can also form a translucent spot on the filter paper. So in order to confirm that it is really lipid, we should immerse the filter paper into an organic solvent and take it out. The translucent spot will disappear if it is formed by lipids. Lipids include saturated fats, which are found in animal fats like butter. Lipids also include unsaturated fats found in plant oils like olive oil. Saturated fats are solid at room temperature, while unsaturated fats are liquid. You might be interested in knowing that whales store massive amounts of fat, known as blubber, which helps them to stay afloat and survive long migration processes. Proteins are made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sometimes sulfur. They are also formed from amino acids, which link together through condensation to form polypeptides. These polypeptides fold and coil into unique 3D structure which determine their specific functions. We say that amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So all proteins are made of these basic units called amino acids. These amino acids join together through condensation to form polypeptides. The structure and shape of a protein determine its specific function in the body. There are two major kinds of amino acids: essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Essential amino acids cannot be made by the body. They must come from our diet. Non-essential amino acids can be synthesized by the body. There are many functions of protein. First, they can be the raw material for growth and repair of body tissues. Other than this, they can serve as enzymes, hormones, and antibodies. Protein can also provide energy when carbohydrates and fats are insufficient. You might be interested that our hair, our skin, our nails are made of a protein called keratin. It is the same protein found in animals' claws and horns. I would like to remember you that each gram of protein provides about 18.2 kilojoules of energy, which is about the same as that of carbohydrates, but only half of that of lipids. Deficiency of proteins can lead to a condition called kwashiorkor, commonly found in developing countries where children suffer from malnutrition. The symptoms of kwashiorkor include swollen abdomen due to fluid retention in the body. Other symptoms include fatigue and stunted growth. I would like to say that of all the 20 amino acids, 8 of them are essential amino acids and must be obtained from our diet. Protein-rich foods include meat, fish, egg, milk, and soybeans are found to be rich in essential amino acids. I would also like you to know that plant food do not often consist all 8 essential amino acids. So vegetarians have to eat plant food from a variety of sources to ensure that they have all essential amino acids. Quinoa is a rare plant-based source of complete protein which contains all 8 essential amino acids. To summarize, carbohydrates has the function of being a quick energy source, including sugars and starch. Lipids acts as energy storage, insulation, and vitamin absorption and transport. Protein serve for tissue repair, enzyme production, and production of antibody, which is a kind of immune support. In survival mode, that means in times when fats and carbohydrates are insufficient, the body can convert proteins into glucose to keep you alive.